So I'm starting next week's podcast already as a continuation of what I'm posting tonight on Wednesday. It'll be 7 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time in the United States. The, these loony leftists on this gender ideology, the cult, continue. But for some strange, I posted just an entire article defining the differences between men, women, right down to the genetic level, right down to DNA. And these idiots keep like, oh, well, God's going to kick you out of heaven because why are you religion? You people wanted religion out of schools, and now you're trying to use it to justify mutilating. Now, I've read the Bible. My mother used to make me go to church. You're trying to use religion against someone who isn't a zealot for mutilating what supposedly God gave you. You were supposedly made in God's image, and now you're trying to use it to justify destroying God's image. But I was posting science, Mother Nature. You can't fuck with Mother Nature. It never ends good. That's what you keep telling us about our gas cars. I always picture like I'm pulling up in my old GMC truck, 6-cylinder, man. 4x4. I get out and I see this loony leftist in a dress with a full beard. And he looks at me and says, you know what you're doing to nature? And I look at you know what you're doing to nature? But yeah, they're still going at it. And yeah, we're going to have more for next week. Definitely. Also, I got someone that's, by the way, this person is supposedly a teacher. Holy fuck. Who came on my page and said, your page should be listed. You should have a link there that says you're a Trumpster. So I offered for him to take the Trump Unacceptance and Resistance Disorder Challenge, in which I did first. I gave a Sniffy Joe lie, and then I gave a Trump accomplishment. And then he Fettermaned something about if you need to talk, message me, whatever, and accused me of blocking which I haven't blocked anybody. You can see them all. And then I pointed out he was supposed to give a Sniffy Joe accomplishment, not Fetterman. No Fettermaning. You have to give a Sniffy Joe accomplishment. That's how the challenge works. And if you don't do it, you're going to lose. And then he just threw insults. This is the same idiot who said something derogatory about my wife, which they all do because they have no leg to stand on logically. They have no logic. They're mentally ill. And basically all they can do is insult. So, well, I'll read one of the religious comments. I love that now they're using religion. Oh, okay. Because I called the gender ideology a cult. So, and I had to be like 10, 12 posts about DNA and what a man and what a woman is. So I'm going to read this. More insults, assumptions, and labels, all out of ideas. You hear this, Jesus? This twit thinks his judgment is safe from your gaze. I'm the cult of personality. This is you. I told you I don't need a gang to back me up. You need insults and the cliche rantings of the other turd. Your followers or whoever has to fill that empty head of yours with expected and increasingly desperate retorts. Keep talking. I'm sure you'll be the first to get tossed when God sorts you all out. Which I'm trying to figure because I posted about science. I listed from a forensic pathologist that I had to take a class in because I took criminal justice in college. Here's another one for some reason. Because I called him a cult, the gender ideological cult, a delusional cult. Let me see, another intelligent insult. Got another. Cult. No thank you. I told you I don't need a gang to support my perspective about your perceived notion of reality. It's not perceived. It's not reality. Talk away. Only insults and a need to copy and paste from you. So educated and clever that you have nothing left. Go ahead, be and say another cliche thing that deplorables like to use when they can't walk the walk or talk the talk. You need prayer and your congregation to pull the plug out. Jesus Christ. So I'm posting science, Mother Nature, GNA, biology, science. We have, this is the guy that wanted to take the turd challenge. Let me see if I can get over here, and I'll read something. Okay. So I posted, if you hate Trump after this 2-year shit show, your commitment to stupidity is impressive. I'm still waiting for the loony left to take the Trump unacceptance and resistance disorder challenge. I give accomplishments from the Trump administration for 4 years in office. You can give all 50 years of Sniffy Joe's time in politics. You have 50 years to choose from. I have 4, and it can't be one of the lies that he's reading off his teleprompter or is posting on Twitter. Good luck. Now, this person is a teacher. This person says they're an educator. In what? I have no clue. Is the world that binary to you? Which I assume they were talking about gender. Are you just went from the gender ideology cult to Trump? You want to play Trump on acceptance and resistance disorder challenge now? I destroyed you on the gender ideology cult. Now I can destroy you here. I'm not the one who brought up gender, but I'm well aware of both Biden and Trump, as I've spent my entire life between Philadelphia and New York City, with the exception of a few years in Southeast Asia. I will judge Trump on his body of work as I will Biden. It's possible to dislike both of them. The world is not binary like or dislike type of situation. Maybe you should delete this response as well, because it makes no sense, just like your previous one. I don't know you. I never discussed gender with you. I'm sitting here feeling pretty accomplished, so I don't know how you destroyed me in any way. In fact, I don't know why you would feel the need to destroy me at all. Do you know? So I posted Sniffy Joe lie number 1. Nobody making under $400,000 will have their taxes raised. Period. This one was reminiscent of the infamous George H.W. Bush claim in 1988. Read my lips, no new taxes. Biden didn't say he wouldn't raise taxes on the middle class once or twice, but routinely throughout the campaign, and he even still says it. Except the inflation is a tax that hits the middle class and the poor hardest, and over the past year, prices have outpaced wages and salaries by roughly 4 percentage points. With the average worker wage and salary at roughly $60,000 per year, that's a lot less than $400,000. This means a $2,400 per worker Biden inflation tax, and as much as double that for families with husbands and wife both working. And here's Trump's accomplishment. Jobs. U.S. filings for unemployment benefits plummeted to the lowest level in almost 45 years, the Labor Department reported January 18th. The figures suggest the unemployment rate of 4.1%, already the lowest since 2000, could be poised to decline further, Bloomberg said. Tax reform. Trump praised Apple's announcement that it will repatriate overseas cash holdings and pour $350 billion in the U.S. economy over the next 5 years, saying his policies allow the tech giant to bring massive amounts of money back to the United States, which is a huge win for American workers. His response: now you block my comments. Do you need some help? You can DM me. I'll chat if you need it. My response: I haven't blocked anything. Maybe you're just too stupid to use the internet. Then I sniffy lie number 2. Inflation worse everywhere but here. Biden claimed this most recently in a speech in Philadelphia as an excuse for high inflation here at home. It's a lie. Inflation is lower in Australia, Canada, China, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, and many other countries. And I provided a link to the AIER.org, fact-checking the president on global inflation. And just to back up what I posted. And then Trump's accomplishment, jobs. Americans' optimism about finding a quality job averaged 56% in 2017, the highest annual average in 17 years of Gallup polling, and a sharp increase from 42% in 2016. At the same time, the U.S. unemployment rate fell from the average 4.9% in 2016 to 4.4% in 2017, the lowest rate since 2000. And here's his response. Opinion poll on the economy isn't a read on the economy. You seem to think opinions are more than just that. Let's see. And you are literally Fettermaning about Fettermaning. And then I put Sniffy Joe lie number 4. I am responsible for the strongest job creation economy in modern times. This is more an exaggeration than a bold-faced lie. On jobs, we will give the president his due. This has been an impressive hiring spree over the past 14 months, and the jobs are out there for those who want them. But this is not the strongest period for job creation. That hiring record was set in 2020 under Trump, who presided over the initial recovery following the government-imposed lockdowns. And then Trump's accomplishment. Job growth under Trump from May 2020 to January 2021 averaged 1.4 million jobs per month, for a total of 12.5 million people returning to work. But under Biden, average job growth per month has been cut by more than half, down to 542,000, with 8.7 million people returning to work. That means Biden has added 31% fewer jobs in 16 months than Trump did in 9. Here's the actual Trump accomplishment. Jobs, the unemployment rate for black Americans dropped to an all-time low in December to 6.8%. The previously monthly low was 7.4% in 2000. The government has been tracking unemployment by race since 1972. The overall employment rate is just 4.1%. So these people just keep trying, and I'm sure I'll get more from oh, here we go. Actually, sex and gender are completely separate. I know transgender women who are gay and those who are straight. They're not transgender. Okay, I'm going to answer them now. Hold on. They are not transgender. They're gender mentally ill men. They are not transgendered women. They are mentally ill men. Period. That would mean they're not gay if they're with women. But if they're with men, then they're gay. But they're still men. If you don't believe me, ask them to take a DNA test. Obviously, you didn't read the science. You just want to babble, comma. Science does not change, comma. Mental illness changes, comma. Science does not, period. They are not transgender, they are mentally ill men. That would be that would mean they're not gay if they're with women, but if they're with men, they're gay. But there's no matter if you don't believe me. But if you don't believe me, it doesn't matter if you don't believe me. If you don't believe me, have them take a. If you don't believe me, ask them to take a DNA test. Obviously, you didn't read the science. You just want to babble. Science does not change. Mental illness changes. Science does not. So, yes, they're still going. And I posted. I ought to read it here, but that'll take forever. Oh, here we go. This guy's back. Let me see. I follow people who are aware of their own faults and not throw things like their own mental illness on someone else. You are to say others are wrong and delusional, but I didn't say it. I didn't just say it, comma. I proved it, period. I showed you the science, comma. Follow the science, comma. Remember 3 years of that bullshit, comma. I showed you real science, period. 250,000 years worth of science accumulated, period. Keep babbling, though. You're giving me tons of content for my podcast, period. So yeah, they're still going. I didn't say it. I proved it. I showed you the science. Follow the science. Remember 3 years? That bullshit, I showed you real science. 250,000 years worth of science accumulated. Keep babbling now. You're giving me tons of content for my podcast. So, oh, wait a minute. I can't. For some reason, they turn off the, you can't mention them. Because, well, Doesn't matter. I have them here. Okay, you want to? What if you can? Nope. I'm gonna have to make. I'll make another spot where I can um, track my Instagram here because this shit is just crazy. These people are nuts. Let's see. Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll have to set this up so I can actually track these fools and keep you updated because these people are crazy. I'm going to actually read, excuse me, what I Boston, what I actually posted to this religious zealot, transgender, gender confused, gender bender, Christian zealot, holy roller, whatever you want to call him. But I'm going to read what I posted to him that somehow got that Jesus is going to strike me down. Definition of male and female. Question: since when did quoting a biology book become homophobic and bigoted? First, let's start with the definition of a human. That shouldn't offend anyone. A human is a bipedal homonym characterized by having a higher and vertical forehead compared with earlier homonyms. Some of you are kind of, pushing the edge. The brain volume is about 1400 cc. Again, pushing it. The teeth and jaw are smaller and the chin is prominent. Humans are the homonyms capable of creating and using complex tools, solving problems by sense and reasoning. Again, using symbols and language and creating complex social structures. Over time, humans have demonstrated behavioral modernity and advancement. Male, evil, wicked, bad, origin, malice, see malice, same as male, a bag. One of or pertaining to the sex that begets or procreates young, or in a wider sense to the sex that produces spermatozoa, by which the ova are fertilized, not female, as male organs. 2. Science, botany, capable of producing fertilization but not of bearing fruit, set of stamens and antheridia, and of plants or parts of plants which bear them. 3. Suitable to the male sex, characteristic or suggestive of male as male courage. 4. Consisting of males as a male choir. 5. Science, mechanics, adapted for entering another corresponding piece, the female piece, which is hollow and which it fits, as a male gauge, for gauging the size or shape of a hole, a male screw, etc. Science, botany, male berry, a screw having threads upon its exterior, which enters the grooves upon the insides of a corresponding nut or female screw. Male thread, the thread of a male screw. 1. An animal of the male sex. 2. Science, botany, a plant bearing only staminate flowers. So male plus human equals man. And trust me, I'm only using the word man in the biological sense. Some of you barely registers human. Female, an individual of the sex which conceives and brings forth young, or in a wider sense, which was born with ovary and produces ova, which would mean men or males. Can't get pregnant. 2. Which means men can't get pregnant. 2. Science, botany, a plant which produces only that kind of productive organs which are capable of developing into fruit after impregnation or fertilization, a pistillate plant. Origin, a female, female, femela, of femina, woman, see feminine, belonging to the sex which conceives and gives birth to young, or in a wider sense, which produces ova, not male. 2. Belonging to an individual of the female sex, characteristics of women. Feminine as female tenderness. 3. Science, botany, having pistils and no stamens, pistillate or in cryptogamos, plants capable of receiving fertilization. So female plus human equals woman. Then of course we have the genetic level, and if you've ever watched any of the CSI shows, you know what I'm talking about. I thought that being born with ovaries was a strong enough definition of a female for the loony left trying to normalize mental illness. What is the difference between male and female DNA? The main difference between male and female DNA is that male DNA contains one X chromosome and one Y chromosome, whereas female DNA contains two X chromosomes. Furthermore, a particular variable region on the X chromosome of male DNA may contain either C or G, while that particular region of the X chromosome may contain either C, G, or a mixture of C and G in female DNA, proving that there are two types of X chromosomes. Moreover, all the X chromosomes of the male DNA contain the same number of particular STR, while all the X chromosomes of a female DNA contains two types of that particular STR. Male and female DNA are the two types of DNA that occur in the two genders of humans. Basically, they differ by the number of X chromosomes present and the characteristics of X chromosomes. Key areas covered here. What is male DNA? Definition, characteristics, importance. What is female DNA? Definition, characteristics, importance. What are the similarities between male and female DNA? Outline of common features. What is the difference between male and female DNA? Comparison of key differences. Key terms: female DNA, male DNA, STRs, X chromosome, Y chromosome. Difference between male and female DNA. Comparison summary. What is male DNA? Male DNA is the type of DNA that occurs inside the cells of males. The main feature of male DNA is that it contains one X chromosome with the maternal origin and one Y chromosome with the fraternal origin. Therefore, male DNA contains a single type of X chromosomes. Difference between male and female DNA. On the other hand, this makes the Y chromosome the sex-determining chromosome in humans. In humans, the Y chromosome contains about 59 million base pairs and around 200 working genes. However, the expression of some of the genes in the Y chromosomes occurs heterozygously. What is female DNA? Female DNA is the other type of DNA set that occurs in humans. They are present inside the female cells, and they contain two X chromosomes with different paternal origins. Generally, X chromosome is around 153 million base pairs long. Moreover, it contains around 1,000 working genes. Out of this, 200 to 300 genes are uniquely expressed only in females. Other genes are similar to both male and females. Male versus female DNA. Furthermore, due to the presence of two X chromosomes with different paternal origins, the characteristics of the X chromosome can be in the discrimination between male and female DNA. Some of these characteristics include the types of nitrogenous base present in a particular variable region on the X chromosome and number of repeats of the particular STR present in the X chromosome. Here, female DNA contains two different X chromosomes, and therefore two variables of a particular characteristics can be identified in female DNA. However, as male DNA contains a single X chromosome, only one variable should occur out of the two in male DNA. Similarities between male and female DNA. Male and female DNA are the two sets of DNA found in humans. The characteristics of male and female DNA is important for gender discrimination in forensic studies. Difference between male and female DNA. Definition. Male DNA refers to the set of DNA in males, which female DNA refers to the set of DNA in females. Sex chromosomes. While DNA contains one X chromosome and one Y chromosome, female DNA contains two chromosomes with different origins. Thus, this is the main difference between male and female DNA. Type of sex. Furthermore, male DNA has heterogamic sex, while female DNA has homogametic sex. Karyotype. I almost said that in Portuguese. Karyotype. Besides, the karyotype of the male DNA is 46XY, while the karyotype of female DNA is 46XX. Number of X chromosomes. Another major difference between male and female DNA is that male DNA contains only one X chromosome, while female DNA contains two X chromosomes with different origins. Number of genes. Also, the X chromosome of males contains about 200 working genes, while the X chromosome of female contains about 1,000 working genes. Polymorphic sites. A particular variable region on the X chromosome of male DNA may contain either C or G, while that particular region of the X chromosome may contain either C, G, or a mixture of C and G in female DNA, proving that there are two types of X chromosomes. STRs, moreover, all the X chromosomes of male DNA contain the same number of a particular STR, while all the X chromosomes of female DNA contains two types of the particular STR. Hence, this is also an important difference between male and female DNA. Sex abnormalities. Klinefelter syndrome XXY and XYY syndromes are the sex abnormalities associated with male DNA. Klinefelter syndrome XXY aneuploidy is the most common human sex chromosome disorder. Approximately 1 in 500 to 600 males is born with an extra X chromosome. The prevalence rate is 5 to 20 times higher in males who are mentally challenged than in the general male population. While Turner syndrome, XO, and triple X syndromes are the sex abnormalities associated with female karyotypes, Turner syndrome is the most common sex chromosome abnormality in females and occurs in approximately 1 in 2,000 to 1 in 2,500 live female births, based on epidemiological and newborn genetic screening data from Europe, Japan, and in the United States. Triple X syndrome, also called trisomy X or 47 XXX, is a genetic disorder that affects about 1 in 1,000 females. Females normally have 2 X chromosomes in all cells, 1 X chromosome from each parent. In triple X syndrome, a female has 3 chromosomes. They are what is known as an anomaly, a marked deviation from the normal standard, especially as a result of congenital defects. Origin, anomalia. Conclusion. Male DNA is the set of chromosomes that occurs inside cells of a male. Moreover, it contains 1 X chromosome from the mother and 1 Y chromosome from the father. As it contains a single chromosome, a particular variable region contains a single type of base. However, in female DNA, there can be 2 different types of bases in the 2 chromosomes. Also, the X chromosomes of male DNA contains a single type of particular STR. But in female DNA, there can be 2 types of particular STR, since female DNA contains 2 chromosomes. Basically, these are due to the presence of 2 X chromosomes in female DNA. Therefore, the main difference between male and female DNA is the type of sex chromosomes present in each type of DNA. So at which point does that just point to the Bible to you? And these lunatics, that's science, and they find that offensive. I'm trying to figure out where science became offensive in our country, because we used to be the leaders in innovation in medical science. We invented the first artificial heart. We did the first liver transplants. Remember those 3 years that we had to listen to this crap? Well, I'm going to start using it now. Follow the science. A Swedish study, the only study that Barack Obama's administration ever recognized as being done properly, showed that 60% of all post-surgery trans, 10 to 15 years after surgery, will attempt suicide. 20% will succeed. What these people should be asking themselves is, am I going to be part of that 40% or the 20%? Maybe we should just quit normalizing mental illness and fucking with Mother Nature before she really fucks people back hard. Okay, just an update on the status of the dollar that your president has, you loony leftists, the loony left's president has destroyed by weakness. You'll find out, because right now here in Brazil the dollar is now worth 5.91 from the 5 reals from yesterday. That's 9 centavos. It's dropped. But you're going to find out when the World Bank starts returning those dollars that they're not using anymore, and they get pumped back into the system, and inflation jumps another 5-10 points. And the Brazilians are going to find out that doing this was not a great idea, because now they have to print more reals, and if they don't use them, they're going to get pumped into their economy, and they're going to have worse inflation. Right now their inflation is at 10%, and unemployment's horrible, but 10%. So yeah, they're going to find out that, and I want everyone to think that Cuba trades with China, pretty much exclusively China and South America, and look at the position Cuba's in. So, yes, Brazil is already going down that road. America is about to get hit with just a recession. You might as well just say the word recession. You're about to have a recession. So, voting has consequences, and, you know, to you loony leftists, fuck you for what you've done to the country, and I hope you're the first ones that have to resort to eating your dogs. So I guess I have a loony leftist on one of my posts about Sniffy Joe, where, you know, I posted, if you hate Trump after this 2-year shit show, your commitment to stupidity is impressive. I'm still waiting for the loony left to take the Trump unacceptance and resistance disorder challenge. I give accomplishments from the Trump administration for 4 years in office, and you can give all 50 years of Sniffy Joe's times in politics. You have 50 years to choose from, I have 4, and it can't be one of the lies that he's reading off his teleprompter or is posting on Twitter. Good luck. Their response, or just proving my point, we should kill off people like you. You're the real problem with this country. Well, you wouldn't be the first one to my response. Well, you wouldn't be the first one to try, so good luck with that. So, yeah, this is the loony left. I think earlier he was the one that said something about we should have a black president, and I reminded him that we did, and he was a horrible president. So, let me see here. I don't know if you could see what I'm thinking. Anyway, we should kill you off. Yeah. I should answer him on the Trump unacceptance disorder and challenge. Would you care to take the Trump unacceptance and resistance disorder challenge? There, I sent it to him. We'll see what happens. Not really talking, not really feeling a whole lot of fear from these people. Actually, I'm kind of bored, so maybe, you know, a good fight. Let's see, any other comments that are important? Nope. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. Where is it? I don't know. Yeah, you can't. And I can't put it up here because my computer's acting crazy. So whatever. He can, you know, welcome to the violent left, and the yeah, as long as my check arrives on time. Start recording. Okay, I believe this is where I left off, where she's going on about your facile generalizations are simple at best. Ignore all other possibilities but your own. Step out of your jaded cage and accept that people evolve for survival. You need to be able to procreate if you're going to evolve. If you don't have a womb, you cannot procreate. And you also can't be gay. Gay people do not procreate. They're gay. So, and you must promote suicide by continually trying to sound like you have it all figured out. And I piped back, it wasn't general, it was very specific. It was DNA. DNA is very specific. It has put many people in prison. But you keep trying, and then hashtag stop normalizing mental illness, and hashtag stop grooming kids. And then I added promote it. I'm the only one telling you to get help, so you don't do it. And again, she comes back with, again, I'm a she, her, and I'm good with that. Love my life. No one asked. No one even asked her to pipe in. She's obviously looking for attention. I guess someone up there said she's been posting on everybody's shit. Definitely an attention seeker. However, I wouldn't want anyone to commit suicide because you're caught up in their own feelings and can't just keep it moving. Facts don't care about your feelings. Great minds, not you. Astronomers, an insult, obviously. Philosophers and even some standing by the pulpit believe in science and are open to the fact that they still don't know shit about a lot of things. Yeah, they've never read a biology book, but you have it all figured out. Can't even take in the fact that I'm a straight female that doesn't need backup for shit or a surgery. Didn't ask. You piped in on my post about transgendered, delusional people. Just pointing out science, philosophy, and faith can only get you so far, and nobody walking on this earth should suggest that they have it all figured out. You don't even know who I am, what I do, and how to mind your own mind your own business. You piped in on my comment. You could have minded your own business. You see, your mental illness. You see, you're not sounding crazy at all. Um, what is it? You don't even know who I am, what I do, and how to mind your own business when it comes to others navigating and expanding their world without fear of people who have nothing but science and insults to explain everything. I haven't insulted anyone. I just posted science. I see you though, and it's not really about science or facts. It's just your ego and cowardice and obsession over someone else's genitals. Once you go untucked, maybe you'll be less of a, and we can talk. And she's already put up another fucking comment. Yes, DNA is science and it is fact, a delusion, characterized by or holding false beliefs or judgments about external reality that are held despite incontrovertible evidence to the contrary, typically a symptom of a mental condition, hospitalization for schizophrenia and delusional paranoia. And then I posted a serial rapist identified through genetic genealogy DNA testing gets 4 life sentences. A 75-year-old serial rapist who was identified more than 30 years after his crimes through genealogy DNA testing was sentenced to 4 life sentences on Friday, announcing Dallas County Criminal District Attorney John Cruzo. And she's literally like, and you have the face of a fucked asshole. But I'm the one insulting people. I don't want you to get surgery or be suicidal over it, though, just because I shared my thoughts about you and your mindfulness, but just your observations of if my words have hurt your little feelings and fragile ego. Please think of the children before you do something stupid. There's a hotline for that kind of emergency. Fact. And I posted back, I'm thinking of the children. Remember, hashtag stop grooming kids. And then she comes back with DNA. DNA has nothing to do with God giving humans free will. Yes, it does. You cannot change your DNA. Jaded individuals need help. Your wiring is all messed up in your brain. Mental illness. That's right. A man thinking he's a woman is a mental illness. Mutations are essential in the evolution. Without it, we wouldn't evolve. There's anomalies and then there's mutations. We are all 99.9% identical. Get help with your Ken doll crotch. Has to work for you to successfully procreate and contribute to evolution. Oh, and stop trying to put others down because they are not you. Didn't put anybody down. I just posted facts. You should stay in the game and stop trying to be a coach, know-it-all, or winner whiner. Oh no, you can mutilate yourself all you want. You can call yourself anything you want. Your DNA says you're not going to change your gender, and common sense insanity says I'm not going to call you she, her if you're a he, him. I'm not mentally ill or delusional. And clearly you are, or you're just an asshole because I post science. I talk about science. But you call me what you want. Didn't call her at all. I don't get insulted by words from a simpleton. I find it amusing. So, someone here, wow, mentally ill. So, in science, you make assumptions and no, in science, if it's 250,000 years old, it's not an assumption. If you can come with other alternate facts, physics facts, great. Not what you feel, not your mental illness. You resort to he, him, blah, 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 cry me a river and work on that Ken doll crotch, but I'm insulting people. My pussy is intact. Nobody fucking asked. Never. Yours swims around in your head and makes you paranoid that you're going to get slapped or plugged up by a dick. No. All I did was share science. You simply continued to babble and call names. Hashtag stop normalizing mental illness. Stop grooming kids. DNA does not lie. I wish I could say I'm sorry science hurt your feelings, but that would be a lie. And she comes back, science only takes you so far. Yeah, to the truth. And deny your insults and passive aggressiveness all you want. You're still unable to accept anything outside your own position or take accountability for your words. My words, DNA does not lie. Agree. It says peace on earth. No, it mutates. We are all mutants to some degree. Don't lie to the people that they're all 99.9% the same, so people have free will with the rest. We all have a hole in our DNA. Glad I don't use mine to judge the already oppressed and their choice. It's not a choice. It's a mental illness. You keep coming back. I have an excuse. It is in my DNA to make excuses, just like you. Hopefully your kids come out with both parts, like some have. They did. They came out with what they were supposed to, because it's an anomaly, and I discussed that in my DNA breakdown. DNA, genes, mutations, variants, that's not a mutation, that's an anomaly, which I also covered in my DNA. Oh man, I bet MTJ did that, but hers was made in a Peachtree dish. MTJ, who the fuck is MTJ? Don't care. Can pussy be in your DNA? You seem to like to not allow comments from certain people and tattle. Mental illness, holy shit, is she delusional? Being a brat is a choice too. You dish it out and get mad when yours is served cold or hot, not in the way you want it. Didn't get mad. I posted science. And I don't know it all or act like I am one. Again, your facile words don't and won't bother or change the minds of a secure person. You're mentally ill. You're not secure. You're mentally ill. That's why you keep coming back. You need attention. You are a very, very lonely person. So many variants will not be like me, thank God. Well, actually, yes, they will. It's like 1 in 1,000 out of 7 billion people. And really thank God, I really thank him for the conversation to see who takes accountability and has enough sense to know what kind of variant I'm dealing with. Everyone needs to go to you for all the answers and excuses they can use another post. You should start to use your mind and heart to the fact that science does not explain everything and never will. Start calling kids with cancer mutant freaks a variant of the norm in a hospital and see how fast science gets your ass handed to you. Cancer is a physical disease. Transgenderism is a mental disease. You cannot change your gender. You can kill cancer. You can treat cancer. Not, I wish it were 100%. It's not. She came back. Oh, I'm sorry. You've never lied before, Saint. No, I don't lie. I will hurt your feelings. And I posted, stop normalizing mental illness, stop grooming kids, DNA does not lie. She came back with stop grooming kids, blah, blah, blah. Can't you come back with something else? Didn't think so. As soon as you stop grooming kids, yeah, I'll stop saying it. And then so the loony left is now for genital mutilation on minors. Female genital mutilation is a violation of the human rights of girls and women. There is evidence suggesting greater involvement of healthcare providers in the practice. This is known as medicalization. The World Health Organization is opposed to all types of female genital mutilation and is opposed to healthcare providers performing female genital mutilation. And then she goes back with more insults. Look at your face, lots of laugh. No science doesn't lie, that's for damn sure. Air Force, Jiu-Jitsu, solo climber, and I love that I use my service well for FIR. Liberty, freedom, and justice for all. No one asked her. No one gives a fuck. Oh, you must have headphones on and opaque glasses and your dunce hat on that day. So what are you really came out of the service with? It's a if you say so choice you made. What university did you attend after? Oh, I'm sorry. I attended many universities after, including the postgraduate, post-naval graduate, as well as FEMA and, And then I just, stop normalizing mental illness, stop grooming kids, DNA does not lie. And then she goes, thanks for finally showing your ass, assume away, science loves that, assumptions, not left or right. I can think independently, not have to pick a team on the basis of assurances that they all hold the same thoughts and idiotic cliche rantings. I bet you miss snuggling in a sleeping bag love shack with your boyfriend, vet. And more info. Stop normalizing mental illness, stop grooming kids, DNA does not lie, save the 20%. And then it's just more bullshit. And then stop normalizing mental illness, stop grooming kids, DNA does not lie, save the 20%. All right, no insults, assumptions or names at all coming from the Einstein of the internet. And Sarah E. Perkins corrects me on the assumption about the transplants. I agree with everything you said, but there have been successful uterus transplants in women with healthy babies being born. It's a new procedure, but it's more than just theoretical. It has been done several times. However, the procedure is for women, not delusional men. I responded with, I got the data from my medical site. They could have done it by now, or I should have said they've done it by now. Stop normalizing mental illness. Stop grooming kids. DNA does not lie. Save the 20%. And if you don't treat or judge delusional men the same way you treat people, this is her talking to Sarah Perkins. Delusional men the same way you treat people at the church. I find it funny she misspelled same. It said sane. You are the one that is delusional. I prefer to sit with broken or oppressed. It's actually a spiritual thing to, if you have a soul, you don't have to agree. Just relate to the suffering, depression. I'm sure you felt at some point. A sane and compassionate person would try to get them help, not start chopping off parts of their body. Stop normalizing mental illness. Stop grooming kids. DNA does not lie. Save the 20%. And she comes back with, here comes the gang. And I said, stop normalizing mental illness. Stop grooming kids. DNA does not lie. Save the 20%. Mother Nature always wins. And Sarah E. Perkins comes back. I appreciate the saint compliment, but in fact, I'm a broken person just like all of us. I didn't say I wouldn't come alongside someone who has mentally struggling. I just wouldn't Frankenstein a body part onto them that was never intended for their biological makeup. I'd like to think that if I were suffering mentally, that my friends and family would not cater to my every whim and delusion. And she can, though that's your family, they can think what they want. Others don't have to live that way. Go to church and pray for some empathy if you are broken as well. I always love how these Christians judge other Christians and then lecture them about, judging. What delusions really suggest is that you don't practice what you preach. Everyone can live and do their own bodies what they want, free will, except when you try to do it to kids, then it's not free will. It's grooming. That's what your God gave you and them, and that's why you don't chop it up and not a get out of hell card, because you can say you're a Christian. Try not to get bitch slapped at the gate. And then she comes back with P.S. Women who are born without a uterus is what? According to you and a toy soldier guy, it's either divine intervention or DNA. They were not meant to be a mom. No, they were meant to be dads. They're called men. I defined men in my speech on DNA. Stop normalizing mental illness. Stop grooming kids. DNA does not lie. Save the 20%. Mother Nature always wins. She comes back with, said the king of followers. And then she goes, shaming mental illness is mental illness. I came back, but you don't believe it's a mental illness. That's why you can never tell delusional people that they're delusional, because they're delusional. And even if you tell them they're delusional, they won't believe you because they're delusional, like you. And then I posted a newspaper article. DNA evidence has freed California man in prison for more than 38 years, October 29th, by the Associated Press. And I would... and I believe that's where and then I'm going to do the... So, it would appear Kid Rock has upset quite a few people with his, submachine gun rant. Oh, and that loony leftist, or loony, gender cult member is back on my... anyway, I'll do this first. Kid Rock, Trump supporters say, obviously a leftist comment. He's pissed off a lot of people because my Facebook page has never had this much Kid Rock on it, ever. Even when he was hot. So, Kid Rock makes music for dudes who are only allowed to see their kids on weekends, but don't. So I piped in because I honestly don't like loony leftists. They're loony. They're leftist. They deserve what they get. Anyway, I said, "Oh, did Kid Rock hurt your feelings with his little machine gun? Would it be a microaggression or a full-on fucking aggression?" And this loony leftist pipes in with, hold on, I gotta get my internet back up. Oh, there we go. Pipes in with, what are you piping? Here we go. No one said anything about a machine gun. It's more the ignorance being fake and the singing about underage girls. But I guess none of that is a trigger for you white hetero fragility. So obviously the person's part of the alphabet mafia. And so I just put virtues of the woke. You are what your imagination says you are. Obedience is strength. Bravery is dangerous. Victimizing yourself is powerful. Self-responsibility is someone else's responsibility. Reality isn't real. New entry, thanks to Jamie Lee Curtis, who didn't know how many Oscars she'd won. They, them, can't count. So he came back. He obviously checked out my profile, trying to hurt my feelings. Unfortunately, the military took my soul many years ago, so you really can't hurt my feelings. So I wrote, are you willing to take responsibility for what you and your ancestors have done? When you get some bravery, let me know. Who told you to shave your head? You look like a Kalias uncle who comes to teach kids about not letting adults touch their swimsuit pants. We're not the ones taking kids to drag shows. Take some responsibility, give some land back, or at least acknowledge it was stolen. Your country was built by slaves. Maybe take some responsibility for that. If bravery is dangerous, does that mean the U.S. Army isn't brave because they haven't won a war in a few hundred years? And because I'm part Mohawk Indian, I wrote, I said, if my ancestors had and enforced immigration laws, I wouldn't be listening to your stupid shit right now. And he came out lots of laugh. If my ancestors had enforced immigration laws, you'd still be in Europe where you belong. Uncle Khalil, I fucking don't know what that is. And I said, doubt it. My ancestors were here first, dumbass. They're still here. Well, here in Canada, look, a half-wit gave you a piece of his mind, and you held on to it. And he came back with, you literally look like a ghost. You're more than half white, Uncle Khalil. Which I don't get that because I live in Brazil. I'm very tan. My wife is very tan. I live in Brazil. A pretty brown country. And I wrote back, you see, you can't even insult well. Well, you're not racist at all. Anyone who told you to be yourself couldn't have given you worse advice. So, yeah, those lunatics. So, she keeps coming back. This woman has some serious attention-seeking problems, and she really needs to get help because... And she keeps bringing up, so she's probably one of those people that sits in the house rocking and just, oh God, God. Wow. I didn't come over to you. Okay. She's definitely like, you see, pot calling kettle black. I just like talking to you. You inspire me to keep moving the next level. I don't want you to have to aneurysm over speaking your truth and having someone call you out. Go back to your lefty cliche blubbering. You already showed us you are a hollow, shallow hole who rides bicycles with no seat. Let me see here. What can I... Oh, I know. You came over on my... You're on my comment. You're commenting on... Why don't you, like, go chase your cats or something? Why don't you take your meds and you're on my feed. You're on my comment, my comment section. I'm not on yours. 118 posts later. You're on my comment section. I'm not on yours. Section. I'm not on yours. I'm not on yours. 118 posts later. 118 posts later. All you've shown people is how lonely you are. Will you come on? What you've shown us how lonely, shown people is how lonely and sad you are. So, I'm not on yours. So, yeah, take a break from this because I can't keep up with this mental illness. Holy shit, you're on my comment section. I'm not on yours. 118 posts later, and all you've shown people is how lonely and sad you are. So, yeah. And then we have this mental giant here who, for some reason, I don't know, but it was thanks to the brave congressmen men and women who are fighting this tyrant it is his fault, which is they're talking about Sniffy Joe at the State of the Union, and I posted, if you hate Trump after this 2-year shit show, your commitment to stupidity is impressive. I'm still waiting for the loony left to take the Trump unacceptance and resistance disorder challenge. I give accomplishments from the Trump administration for 4 years in office, and you can give all 50 years of Sniffy Joe's time in politics. You have 50 years to choose from. I have 4, and it can't be one of the lies that he's reading off his teleprompter or on Twitter. Good luck. And I had this guy named Burke Watson. Hardly anyone likes Biden, even Democrats, but Trump stinks. We need a president who is black. I came back with, we had one, and he was horrible. And I went, Trump is a pompous ass, but he got shit done. Until you can find someone that can do that, get shit done, and be a nice person, I'll take Trump. Trump or DeSantis. It would be great to have a woman run who wasn't a total psycho, but I don't see that happening this election cycle. And then you see, I don't give a shit about skin color. This is me, or even gender. If you can get shit done, you got the job. It's that simple. And then I posted U.S. jobs, U.S. An accomplishment of Trump's jobs. U.S. filings for unemployment benefits plummeted to the lowest level in almost 45 years. The Labor Department reported January 18th. The figures suggest the unemployment rate of 4.1%, already the lowest since 2000, could be poised to decline further, Bloomberg said. And then it's not about like or dislike. I doubt I would hang out with Trump because he's a egotistical asshole. I was using the text-to-speech, or speech-to-text, but he got shit done. We were not the laughingstock of the entire free fucking world. And then Sniffy Joe in the speech, while I'm typing this, mentions fentanyl. He says fentanyl is killing people. Fentanyl is killing blah, blah, blah. Well, now how about closing the border, pudding brain? And then I'm about, well, you wouldn't be the first. He said, what did he say? Oh yeah, he threatened to kill me. He said, this is the reason we want to kill you people, or we should kill you people. And I went, well, you wouldn't be the first one to try, so good luck with that. And I have the picture, and I'll put that in there too. Would you care to take the Trump unacceptance and resistance disorder challenge? And then I put #ViolentLeft. And then LMC, no, we need a president who is qualified. Doesn't matter what color their skin is. We need someone who truly has America's best interest at heart. I don't care if they are a man, woman, trans, black, white, gray, purple, or identify as a goddamn tree. If they fight for what is the best for the country, they have my vote. And then he comes back, meh. Jobs, U.S. filings for unemployment. I already shared that once. And then I went, yeah, we tried that. Look what happened, talking about a black president. We did have one, and his transgender boyfriend ran it. And then there was, listen, I know exactly where you are. You're that person that doesn't want to admit that you secretly love Trump because you can't understand what's going on from a president that has dementia. Why can't you just say Trump is the better choice? Why do you have to beat around the bush? Why? And I'm picking on this other guy. So I put Sniffy Joe lie number 1. Nobody making under $400,000 will have their taxes raised, period. This one was reminiscent of the infamous George H.W. Bush claim in 1988, read my lips, no new taxes. Biden didn't say he wouldn't raise taxes on the middle class once or twice, but routinely throughout the campaign, and he still says it. Except that inflation is a tax that hits the middle class and the poor hardest, and over the past year, prices have outpaced wages and salaries by roughly 4 percentage points, with the average worker's wage salary at roughly $60,000 per year. That is a lot less than $400,000. This means a $2,400 per worker Biden inflation tax, and as much as double that for families with husbands and wife both working. Tax reform. Trump praised Apple's announcement that it will repatriate overseas cash holdings and pour $350 billion into the U.S. economy over the next 5 years, saying his policies allowed the tech giant to bring massive amounts of money back to the United States, which is a huge win for American workers in USA. FDR was a goat. Whatever that means. FDR was an idiot. He extended the Depression. By the way, he was a Democrat. And here's where that douchebag threatens to, kill someone. Graham's post. Comment on Graham's post. I guess threatening to kill me or something. You're just proving my point. We should kill off people like you. You're the real problem with this country. Yeah, because I like money, I like jobs, I like prosperity, I don't like inflation. I don't like presidents that have fucking dementia that make us look like idiots. So, yeah. He actually deleted this, but when you put stuff on social media, it can be captured. And it will be shown because, yeah, you're not going to get away with it. So, you enjoy the thought that you can do that.
Okay, the trans lunatic is back. So I'm not going to put up the feed. I'm just going to read it to you because this person, it's almost like having a stalker now. This person is mentally ill. This person needs help. But anyway, it posted, "Who cares, drama queen? People can read everything I type and respond to me. Not you, though. You're desperate for attention and back up. Applause. Agree with my position, please. I need to feel important and right. I'm better, smarter than anyone who has a different take on life. You sound like a narcissist or a megalomaniac, probably both." And I responded with, "I think you need to call someone, a professional perhaps, to help you with your loneliness." So, yeah, holy shit. I mean, this person is obviously not wrapped too tightly. And then there was a video by, what's his name? Dan Crenshaw, the former Navy SEAL. He's in Congress, and people were making comments about, he had beer in there. That was from Anheuser-Busch, but it wasn't Bud Light. And they were just making comments. And so I just, that's Anheuser-Busch. If you watch the video, basically says, just so you idiots who are commenting about what he did, he was showing you that he didn't drink that horse piss in the first place. And then I had another one who was upset that I said, I don't owe anyone respect and dignity. They earn it. And they came back with, you owe other people dignity and respect until they prove themselves unworthy. No, I don't. I owe them life, liberty, and I can't fuck with their pursuit. You loony leftists always forget that pursuit part of happiness. That's what I owe you. That's all I owe you. I don't owe you shit. I'm truly tired of hearing this one from the Alphabet Mafia. Gender and sex are different. No, and I'll prove it. How do you know you're heterosexual? That's right. How and with whom you use your genitalia, dictated by your gender, which is dictated by your DNA. How do you know you're gay? That's right. Who and with whom you use your genitalia, dictated by your gender, which is dictated by your DNA. So they're pretty much connected when it comes to sexual activity. I know, they don't teach this in modern health classes. It's more important to get CRT out there and teach everyone which victim class they belong. But sex and gender are important, interconnected factors in everyone's life.
So I was checking out the Brazilian news this morning and came across this jewel. The communist president of Brazil giving a press conference. Do you know something ominous in the background? That's right. His Chinese handlers are there to make sure he doesn't say anything wrong. That's a Chinese military officer just behind his head. Do these idiots realize that all this has been done before? The whole Chinese one currency thing? Many times, actually. Cuba, North Korea, Venezuela, and most South African countries. How did that work out for them? This is why they keep the educational levels low here, and the schools won't get any better. At the bottom I wrote, when your Chinese owners are right behind you making sure you don't say anything wrong.